The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hello Snappy children, how are you all? Good. I am very glad to see you again through this virtual platform. So students, in this pandemic situation, so be safe and stay home safely. Don't go outside. Okay. So I am very happy to see your submitted works on time. Most of you have did very nicely, and others, if you have to submit, means completed. Okay students. Okay, fine. So last class we have discussed about the last section of the second chapter. So we have completed the first two chapters, and next we have to go for the third chapter. So this is the last chapter. It is about C++ programs. Okay. In this chapter you are going to study about an important sections in C++ program. Okay. So what is it? Let's see. Here it is, modular programming, and the next one is about functions. We already know about a function, that is main function we have discussed, is it? Yes. And next is the different type of functions, and another one is how we can use the character and strings in a program. Okay. And last one is about the scope of the variable, that is the availability of the variable in a particular program. We will see it in detail. Okay students. So first of all, let me ask why we have dividing the different sections in an organization. We have generally in HR department, production department, sales department, is it? Why we are using such divisions in an organization? These sections all it is working for it and then single course, is it? So what is it? What is its use? So if we are dividing into different sections means your work will be very easy, is it? They can only concentrate on particular section, is it? So in an HR department means they can only concentrate on the particular recruitment and the different sections, is it? If it is production means they can only see on the particular products quality and another thing. And if it is sales means they are only looking into the marketing and another section, is it? So what is the use of such sections? So if you are dividing the work means it will reduce its complexity, is it? And each department it won't connect, only it will connect for a simple process. Okay. So why we are using such concept in a C++ program and other software programs? So if you are differentiating each and every work into different sections, we have long programs, is it? Now we are just seeing in simple programs. In some different software, if you are creating a software means you have to write a lengthy coding. So we can't go with that concept, and if it is lengthy means we can't find the errors easily, is it? So to reduce such errors and other so we are dividing the concept, or we are dividing the software process and programming section into different sections, is it? So such concept is known as modular programming. Okay, that is we are dividing into different sections. Such sections is known as modules in a program. So if you go for that higher studies means you can see that if you are developing some projects or anything using the software means you can see that the different modules they will give you to develop. Okay. So well, let's see what is a modular program. That is the process of breaking large programs into sub-programs is called modularization. Such type of programming is known as modular programming. Okay, that is we are divided into a particular work into different sections. Such process is known as modularization. This concept is used in a program is known as modular programming. Okay students, so the computer programming languages have different methods to implement modularization. In a particular software section they have a different method to include this modularization. So such programs are known as functions. In C++ and Java program, different programming language, they have a particular set of actions which is already set in the program. Such programs are known as functions. In Excel also you have different functions while you are working, that is sum and lookup functions like that you are using for your work, is it? So already it is coded in a particular software. Such actions is known as, or such programs are known as functions. Clear? It's a particular work. Okay, that is known as functions. And here also we are using the modular programming. What is the merit or the advantage of the modular program? It is an important theory question which you will get in the exams. So be thorough with that. Okay students. So what are the points? Reduces the size of the program. So it will reduce the size of the program. We can easily find out the contents in a particular program. And next is less chance of error occurrence. That is the different peoples or different sections they are working with each module. So they have less chance of error occurrence. And next one is reduces the programming complexity. If you are writing a large software, if you are developing a large software means it includes a number of programs. So it will reduce the complexity. That is the different sections they are working with each module. That's it. And next is improves the reusability. So in Excel also you are using the different functions repeatedly, is it? And in our C++ programming also we are going to use the different functions in different use. So such it helps to improve the reusability. Only once you have to develop. Clear? So what are the advantages? It reduces the size of the program, less chance of error occurrence, and another one is reduces its complexity, and another is reusability of the programs. Clear? So these are the main points. And what it is disadvantages. Every section they have its advantages and disadvantages, is it? So what it is have a problem? The proper breaking down of the problem is a challenging task, is it? Sometimes we have a clear idea about breaking down of the modules. If it is not means it is a challenging task. And another one is each subproblem must be independent. That is which is independent of each module. If an HR department is working means it is a part of the work of production section, is it? So it should must be independent of other contents. And another one is the utmost care should be given while setting the hierarchy. And finally, after developing each module, we have to set which one is to connect the hierarchy, which level is one to first, which module is one to go for the next. So if you are setting the hierarchy means it is a challenging one. Okay, and professional one, they will know that how to arrange the modules. If it is not means it is a problem. In program also, it is a challenging one. Clear? We'll see while we practice in the practical section. Okay, so these are the demerits of a modular programming. So we have discussed about what is modular programming and modularization and about functions. Okay, we have to know about the definition of the functions. Okay. So these are the main section in modular programming. And next we are going to discuss about the functions in C++. Here it is the definition. Functions is a named unit of statements in a program as a part of the solution. So last class, that is in the chapter, we have discussed about gets and puts. What is its use? Yes, to get a string within white space, is it? And to display a string within white space. That is we are using for gets and puts. It's have a particular program or it's have a particular action. And they have the name, that is gets and puts. That is, it's a named unit of a statement. It is a statement, is it? To perform a specific task. Gets we are using to accept a string with a white space. Okay students, so that is a named unit to perform a specific task. Such content is known as functions in C++. Clear? And it is not necessary that all the functions require some parameters. Some functions they have with a variable which is declared with a variable, and some which cannot have a variable. Okay, so every functions it is not need of the parameters and the values. Okay. And some functions which not need of the particular parameters and return values. Okay. So we have number of functions in C++. Let's see. So generally the functions it is divided into two types. The first is predefined functions and another one is user-defined functions. Let's see a predefined. What is a predefined function? Okay. So here the tasks performed by each of these are already written in or debugged in a particular compiler. That is, some functions it is already which is present in a C++ compiler. Such functions is known as predefined functions like gets, puts and other different functions you are going to study in this chapter. Okay, they have already predefined work or the some specific task in a C++ compiler. Okay, such functions is known as predefined functions. And here it is, if you are using some variables inside or with that particular functions is known as parameters or arguments. Okay students, so that is already we have some functions in a C++ compiler. Such functions is known as predefined functions or built-in functions. Okay, the values or the parameters or variables which is using inside a function is known as arguments or parameters. Okay. And some functions which have a return value, that is which perform some outputs or which gives a results. Such values is known as return values. Main function is a main example. Okay, it's return some values after runs the program, is it? So such values is known as return values. And generally it is used into manipulating the strings and performing some mathematical operations, average, sum like that, it's an example, and processing the character data. So the predefined functions it is generally for manipulating the strings, performing some mathematical calculations and processing the character data. Okay, and if you are using a string functions or a character function, it has its own header files. Such header files only it is saved in that particular compiler. So you have to invoke the particular header files. Okay. So for example, if you are using gets means it is a string option. It uses cstdio. That is its header file you have to use in the first line. That is after include IO string you have to use the particular header files. Okay. We'll see you in that. We'll see that in our practical programs. Okay students. So these are the content we are discussing in this class. Okay. I think you have understood the contents. Okay students. So go through it and complete your notes. If you have any doubt please contact me. Okay. We'll see you in the next class.